In this case, my friend Scott Neashaw, who has Scott Graphics, is my guest. And we go back a few years. We won't talk about how many because that starts to age us a little bit. But when I first met you, you were working for another company doing graphics. And I remember it was, about almost 17 years ago, you asked me and a couple other folks, should I go out on your own? And the question I have now is, was that the right decision?
Well, and you came back with this comment about my mouth being full.
Yes.
And quit complaining with your mouth full.
Yes.
And I find my mouth full quite a bit now.
Good.
And that's a good thing. Yeah,
Yes,
it was a great decision, and it's been great for myself and my family.
Now, you're a one-man shop.
I am.
Why that versus maybe growing larger and bringing other folks in?
Well, it's a good question, and it didn't seem as relevant at the time when I made that decision. When I started my studio, I looked at the two options that were before me. One, I could stay a one-man shop, and the other, I could grow my business, bring in employees. And I, back then, even realized that if I stayed small, that even though I could offer high-level services, it didn't come with a high-level price tag, that I could have some flexibility in the pricing that I could offer. And it's even more relevant in the economy that we're in now.
Yes, yes. What's your philosophy when it comes to having an assignment from somebody who's starting a new business or needs a new logo or needs to graduate from doing their own brochure to something a little more professional? How do you go about analyzing what their real needs are?
Well, and that's a big question. I get to know their business real well. I get to know who their target market is, who they're really trying to appeal to. And my thought process is always long-term. And that if I can take good care of them, what I'm hoping for is a long-term relationship.
Sure.
So that they don't come back for just one project, but they keep coming back and coming back. And I have clients that have started out with nothing more than an idea who now have franchises all over the country.
Wow.
And so, I enjoy being a part of that. It's exciting to see that kind of thing. I like helping other people succeed. And I kind of liken myself to a tailor in that businesses, at any point, really, even more so today, they are in job interviews every day. And so
with their look and branding.
That's right. Yeah, it's like going to a job interview. Do you wear a nice suit of clothes or do you wear jeans and a T-shirt? And so what I do is I like to dress them up in a nice suit of clothes, and they feel good about themselves and who they are and what they're presenting to the public or to their customers, and their customers respond accordingly. So it's something I take a great deal of pride in and enjoyment when I see their businesses succeed.
You've done some logos for both the business side and nonprofits, and you've had fun with a couple of them, and because they really mean something in terms of giving back to the community. Talk about what goes into putting together a logo for a company.
Well, and logos are an interesting project. There's a great deal of thought, a great deal of energy and work that goes into a logo. People think that you can just slap a symbol down and put some type with it, and it goes way beyond that. A typical logo design, I can have 40 to 50 hours in without any problem. They need to be simple. They need to communicate quickly. You want to stay away from complexity for a number of reasons. Message number one, but then also reproduction is number two. I like building a message inside a logo.
Sure, sure.
So that you can look at even the symbol you can look at and it tells a story.
Right.
Tell
me about one that really excited you, that you were really pleased when you. I know you're pleased with them all, but anything in the community that you can think of that?
Well, probably one of the highest profile logos that I've done is Mount Spokane. Being a skier, and I have been a skier since I was 18, that was just a labor of love to be able to produce their logo, and it's had a good deal of staying power, is now a very recognizable mark in the Spokane community.
I was going to say, it's been out there for a number of years.
Yeah, it's been around quite a while now, and so that was enjoyable. A number of other organizations, there's a program that goes on every year called Hireability Day.
Yes.
And it's all about promoting employment opportunities for developmentally disabled. And it just is a great logo, has great character. Again, there's a story inside the symbol that conveys the spirit that's inside people, and just wanting a chance and then celebrating when they get that chance.
And then isn't it fun when they say, "That's it? You got it"?
Well, and you bring up, you remind me of an instance, and maybe this is the one you were trying to bring to my mind, Southside Senior Activity Center, where, and that was an interesting project because design isn't always an easy process. Sometimes it's the proverbial blood from the rock.
Yeah.
And
design by committee is even more fun.
Well, that is definitely a complicating factor. But the design that I ended up presenting, I hit on the idea 15 minutes before I had to leave for the meeting, and was able to get it down in essence enough to the point where I could present it. And out of 3 different options, it was the overwhelming favorite. And then their next suggestion was to present it to the members of the senior community that were members at this organization. And so I was able to get up in front of the group, 150 members, with my easel board, and I had a cover over the page. And when I presented it, the whole room en masse gasped. Oh, just like that.
Yeah.
And everyone just absolutely fell in love with it. I felt like retiring on the spot, you know, going out on a high note. And so, so it was great. It was a great experience, and that's been a number of years ago. They still use it. In fact, it's in metal on the side of the building, so I don't think it's going anywhere for a while.
No.
So
thank you. You do great work. I've used you for my graphics for the 17 or 18 years, and appreciate all you've done with my clients and for my clients. And it's Scott Neashaw with Scott Graphics. Give him a call. Thanks for being my guest today.
All right, thank you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.